So you said that you are contributing maps, navigation, camera code. Do you plan to contribute to any other parts of Windows Phone OS? For example, Symbian had a very good battery management part, or Mimo, when it was there, had very good integration with Skype, with SIP, and with other instant messaging clients. So do you plan to add that to Windows Phone 7?
Without going into some things which we believe that are kind of like competitive secrets, I think some of the examples that you used, I mean, like this hardware expertise, which hardware expertise goes exactly to kind of like the things that you talked about. We absolutely are in a position where we believe that we can drive the Windows Phone environment much better than anybody has done it so far, and I think we can take it to a complete. I think that's exactly the point I tried to make, kind of put across, that we have a whole host of expertise on how to make a phone, and we can bring that to and combine it with a world-class operating system environment, and that will drive the operating system environment further. The operating system will kind of give us some things to think about, how do we do things, and it really is a co-design of the whole thing, because it's, from an end user perspective, what you buy is actually the whole package. It's not a bits and pieces, it's actually how it's actually integrated in kind of how the whole package works.
Okay, but and if code of Nokia code becomes part of Windows Phone or operating system, and it's available to everyone, so basically your competitors are getting the code that you have developed, are getting for free. So how will you recoup that investment?
So a couple of things. So first of all, we have created a mutual dependency on Microsoft. Microsoft values quite a bit the contributions they need. They realize completely that in order to drive the Windows Phone 7 forward, they need a lead hardware partner. We are that lead hardware partner. They appreciate that, and I think that's reflected on the agreements between the two companies. Now, I think on your question, I think which is very good. It's important that we understand kind of that it's first order thing is to drive the whole ecosystem forward. So be competitive vis-a-vis Android, be competitive vis-a-vis iPhone or Apple environment. I think that's the first order thing. Then the second order thing is how do we compete within the Windows Phone environment. We believe that we have all the necessary tools in place to compete and differentiate as kind of so that we can be very competitive in that environment. I think have to be careful in how to use those tools so that we don't fragment things. Again, from a developer perspective, it's extremely important that it's a single environment, single ecosystem, rather than a fragmented thing. So we carry quite a bit of responsibility that we don't differentiate on places where it doesn't make sense to differentiate.
So basically you say that there won't be any proprietary Nokia code inside Windows OS. It will be, I mean, the code that will work only on Nokia phones but not on any other Windows Phone 7.
What I'm saying is that it's very important to ensure that the whole Windows Phone ecosystem is a homogeneous for developers, so it's non-fragmented. And it's not of our interest to fragment them, even if we could. I think there's plenty of places, plenty of things that we can do on top of it, without fragmenting the environment, where we can differentiate.
Any possible examples right now, or it's too early?
It's too early, and too early, and other thing is that I would not want to reveal kind of a trade secrets at this stage.
Do you have any idea about the split of these 150 million Symbian devices between Symbian 1, the old Symbian, and what is Symbian 3 or the new Symbian?
So going forward, it's more kind of it really Symbian 3 is really the strategy. You will see in Symbian the same kind of things continue. That now you saw the first thing with the Symbian, the first 3.1 software release actually is available for all Symbian 3 products, so you can download and enjoy actually the new functionality on your existing products, and we are going to do improvements on the usability on the UI and so on Symbian. So there's a continued investment to make it relevant for the consumer.
So the OVI maps and navigation location-based services actually were a key part of OVI offering, as was the OVI store. But there was a whole bunch of other things like OVI calendar, music, mail, OVI chat, social stuff. Are all of those going away together with Symbian, or what happens to them?
I don't think all of them will go away.
And also what happens to the OVI brand, because in your announcement it was very specifically said it Nokia Maps, not OVI Maps. So is OVI, what happens to OVI?
No, there's no decision to change OVI brand as such. So that's that. On the other services, I don't think all of them will go away. Well, they will not go away, let's put it that way. Now, how do we now utilize best the capabilities that we can leverage from Microsoft side and what we can leverage from our side? There's a whole host of work, frankly, to be done. We don't have all the answers today yet, but there are definitely capabilities. Again, it goes back to one of the things that I didn't talk about as a very kind of a strength of ours, which is the local reach. So being the most local global company in the world, it goes back to the developers. We have people on the ground supporting the developers in kind of countries that nobody else has. Absolutely, we will bring that to the party and drive the developer locally relevant, driving locally relevant content in different parts, both for the web for the next billion as well as for the smartphone environment. Bringing the locally relevant services like I talked about, live tools.
How about OVI Music, for example? I mean, Microsoft has two. Are they competing?
Again, I mean, frankly, we don't have an answer to that yet. I don't think it's actually competing. I mean, if you look at the geographic environment where they happen to be, where Zune is strong, we are not strong. Where we are strong, Zune is not strong. How do we leverage this going forward? With one of the things that we have to really think through.
And OVI Mail and Chat is now powered by Yahoo. What happens to this? So do you possibly switch it to Microsoft or keep Yahoo working with Yahoo?
There's no need to change the partnership that we have with Yahoo, where we use their mail backend for OVI Mail, and then they use our mapping service for their search.